Oh, yeah.
Last party ever.
Yeah. Hey, guys. Welcome to the Big Blue United podcast. My name is TJ. I am here with Dan and Colin, and we're back from a few-week hiatus under some unfortunate circumstances. How you guys feeling today after getting an absolute beatdown of epic proportions last night against the Cowboys?
I'm delighted.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. You sick bastard.
Yeah. I mean, no, you go ahead, Dan. You first.
No, I'm saying I'm fresh. Can't say I didn't see it coming.
Yes. So we're delighted for different reasons.
I definitely didn't see it coming, but I'm also used to it. And as you're saying, the first thing you Googled, it was a brutally bad loss, but in the recent history of this team, I feel like we've suffered so many of those that this feels normal. So I sort of feel in my comfort zone now. When we were like playing well and like above expectations, I didn't know how to handle it. I know how to handle this. I'm in the zone.
That's the one thing I felt about last night. I was like, this is perfect for the podcast. We're going right back in our element of just misery.
Was Joe Judge in the building by any chance?
Yeah, him and after Eli and Hostetler and Sims came out, they had Shermer, McAdoo, and Judge come out, and they were giving them $25,000 to split between the three of them
to get out of there as soon as they could. I'm delighted because I have freed up the rest of the football season because I don't have to care this year again. It's great. It's great.
Just let the burden come right off you, huh?
Oh, I'm not even kidding. The delight is real.
All right, well,
TJ, we should explain to the listeners that this is classic Colin coping mechanism. This is phase one.
Oh yeah. It's gonna get worse.
There's going to be a couple more steps, and then it's going to be revealed that he actually still cares now, and then he's officially not caring anymore in like 3 more games after we get stomped by the 49ers.
We'll get there.
No, but that's the thing. We're going to get stomped.
And then once he starts talking about soccer every podcast, then we know it's over.
Yeah, can't wait.
Yeah.
Well, Anyway, Colin, you went to the game, so you want to hear what that was like. But first, as usual, guys, please follow Big Blue United on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Follow us at BBU Pod Boys with the Z on Twitter. Colin, what was going to the game last night? Walking into the stadium as opposed to walking out of it, and I also want to know what time you left.
Well, I want to back it up just a little bit because
yeah.
The tailgate was well, actually, this is pretty funny. I went with my dad, of course. So I met him at his house. We head down. Everything's good. He's bitching and moaning about the fact that the tickets are on the phone and not paper anymore. And I'm just like, I love you, man, but you are so old. That's cool though. All fine, except we're getting right onto Route 46, and I noticed that the parking pass that's hanging from his rearview mirror is the already used preseason pass from the Panthers. And I say, Dad, you got the parking pass for this? He goes, son of a bitch. I'm like, oh, okay. So it's still at the house, right? And he's, yep, we don't have it. Now I'm starting to devise all these plans. Like, how the hell do we go in the regular way that we normally go in? Do we go into another way because like the non-permitted area, all that kind of crap? Long story short, we go to the same place we usually go in. We must have had the nicest woman in the booth of all of them. She just let us in. We were fumbling with the app to show her that we were season ticket holders. And she's just like, I see that you have the preseason one. Don't worry about it. Just we were going to give her some money too. And she's just like trying to wave us on. So that started well. It was great. Then we walked from P, where we usually park, as you guys know, as far away from the stadium as possible. And we met up with Ian and Adriana and a bunch of the other Big Blue United people in D3, which is almost exactly the opposite side of the parking lot than where P was. And we made that entire walk over there. Great time. Awesome. We met Ian's parents. It was cool. Had a good time. And we walked in fairly early, Dan, like I was texting you, because we just wanted to beat the rush. And frankly,
wait, should we give a quick shout out to Adriana for?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, if everybody out there knows Giants fangirl, she's ripping it up on all the social medias. Now she's on the MSG commercials with her own little spot. It's pretty cool. It was great to see her. We actually we gave away some T-shirts. I filmed it on my phone. We asked people some trivia questions, and we gave away like 3 or 4 T-shirts.
Oh, that's cool.
Which was cool. Yeah.
Very cool.
So yeah, it was great to see them. Everyone was full of hope. I think Ian was probably the only one who was closest to being negative at a 50-50, which, he was right. Well, half right anyway. Yeah, we get in. It's all good. Place is packed. In the beginning of the season, you get in there and it's just like, it's not even preseason feel. It's not even regular season feel for the last couple of years. It's just like everybody's in there early. There was no rush. We kept watching outside the stadium, and when it bunches up and it gets insane and everyone's standing there for a while, didn't happen because everybody was in the stadium already. So, feeling good. Had a couple of beers. We had some knishes and stuff. Got to our seats. It was starting to pour, so we waited a little bit longer before actually getting down there. Queen Latifah sang a wonderful rendition of the national anthem. It was, the fireworks, everything was all good. Everybody was in.
It was a little long.
Yeah. I mean, apropos for today and all that being the day that it is. Sure. And yeah, it felt good for starters. In the first drive, I told you guys we ran one play of the wing tee, and I was happy about that. And then it all went to shit. That's it.
Yeah. When did you leave?
When did we leave? We left with 3 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Nice. That's about the right time.
Dad and I were just like, all right, you know what the victory we're going to get today? Beating the bridge traffic. So let's get the hell out of here. And that's exactly what we did. I was in my bed at 11 o'clock. Victory.
Well, at least you had a good tailgate.
Yeah, it was. It was awesome. So, I mean, I'm leaning on that.
Oh, boy. First question.
Yes.
Are your new seats under the overhang still or no?
No. And that's another thing.
There's no overhang anymore, right? Like, there's barely an overhang.
The overhang that you get in our section is about 2 rows that a majority of the players' family ends up sitting in.
Got it.
Like whoever ends up getting those tickets there. But yeah, there's no overhang anywhere. We got screwed on that. Another great part of MetLife Stadium. But we got
some real big problems happening in this podcast right now. Colin's seats in his 100 level don't have an overhang anymore.
It's
guys. I got a bit of breaking news.
Yeah.
As we're all New Yorkers to a certain degree, what would you guys say if there was a 9/11 denier that was carrying the flag out onto the field today? Before the Jets game.
What is a 9/11 denier?
That it's an inside job, that it's a hoax.
Oh, okay. I was like, is this something new where like people said it didn't happen? Because facts don't matter.
They've been saying it for a long time. But there's your boy Rogers carrying the flag on the field.
Oh, that's odd.
I got a couple of videos you should
by
watch.
Himself.
And Dan, I believe you are referencing when Deshaun Kaiser was back up on the Packers, and after a QB meeting, Aaron Rodgers unprompted goes up to him and says, "What do you think really happened on 9/11? I have some stuff you should watch."
Yeah, that is kind of ironic that he's the one pulling that. Hey, he could still be a denier and be an American, a proud American at that.
I could care less.
Yeah, that's what he would say.
I'm just upset. I have to.
He's like a dimwit contrarian. Yeah.
Instead of talking about the Jets, should we get into let's talk a little about this game. I have a couple of fun stats that I want to rattle off.
I bet you do.
The Giants went into this game having lost 11 of 12 to the Cowboys. This is the largest deficit of a win since they lost in 1995 to the Cowboys opening season, 35-0. 1-10 against Dallas in season opening games. And my favorite one is the San Francisco Giants played last night, and they had more points than the New York Giants. Yep. They had 6 runs against the Rockies. The Giants had a whole bunch of 0. Look, it's obvious that, the gaffes in the beginning, specifically with the turnovers and the interception and then the Saquon. Well, I don't know if that's Jones's fault, whatever. But obviously, it wasn't fully the defense's fault, I think is the only thing I want to say that's positive this entire time. because, a good portion of those points were just the offense screwing up and obviously special teams. So that's it. Otherwise, wow.
Do you know what? And this is the one thing that I said to my dad on the way out when it was just all just everything is negative, of course, as it should be. I still have a feeling, and this is almost worse for us. I still think the Cowboys are going to suck this year. We just suck real bad.
Their
Cowboys
offense is not good.
No, they're not. They're not going to be that great. They're going to do the same crap they do every year. They're going to be, regular season champs and looking all hot against the teams that they should look good against, and then they'll suck when it comes down to it. So we'll just suck the whole time. So at least we know who we are.
Yeah.
I
don't know. It's hard. I don't know. I feel stupid because going into this year, I was actually pretty optimistic. And I think that last year was just a blinding circumstance of good moments, close games, momentum, and good attitude.
Zero expectations.
Zero expectations is sort of, through this team into, not just making the playoffs, of winning a playoff game. Presumably, you look at the offseason, they've upgraded, all over the place. You sign people to long-term deals. You solidify two of your best guys on the offensive, defensive line. You signed Daniel Jones, whether you want to say that was a good thing or a bad thing. I think we all kind of agree where that is now. We'll get to talk to him later, probably. Talk about him, I should say. I don't want to talk to him.
Surprise.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Imagine we had him on. Hey, all right, Daniel, come on down.
Time for you to let us know what the F you guys are doing out there last night. But I don't know. I just thought this team could be better and to come out and essentially field what looked like to be the worst offensive line they fielded in, I don't know, more than a decade. They can't get the unit together. Their offense is habitually bad every single year. And it was the worst offensive performance I've ever seen the New York Giants have since I've been watching football.
I
feel stupid for believing.
I don't really understand it, though. I mean, yes, was the offensive line upgraded slightly from last year? Maybe, I don't know, give or take, who the hell knows. But how could it be worse than last year? Because last year wasn't great either. So I don't really. Well, one thing I do have to say, and I've been seeing this a little bit on the X/Twitter sphere, if you will.
Big ups to Dan with his Elon Musk hat.
Yep, of course.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's something we haven't even really discussed this offseason because we haven't seen any of the proof in the pudding, as you will. But I think it's time to start talking about it. This Bobby Johnson character as the O-line coach is probably need to be discussed a little bit because that guy sucks bad.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was a lot of times when they're trying to run these, fancier protections and the guys are just not athletic to keep up with, Dallas's front seven, who, I mean, admittedly is probably one of the better front sevens in the league, specifically pass rushing. They have a lot of guys, they rotate in and out. They're always fresh. Obviously they have Parsons, who's just unbelievable. Parsons against Evan Neal was, probably the thing I was worried about the most before the game, and it just came to absolute fruition. They moved him all around, and even Andrew Thomas, I guess they say he hurt his hamstring or whatever, but he didn't have a good game either. John Michael Smith's, messed up at least 2-3 snaps, especially that super pivotal one on the first drive, which is their only real offensive competency they had in the entire game. But it was just sad to watch. I mean, Daniel Jones was running for his life. It was brutal. What did he get hit 12 times, 7 sacks? I mean, I don't think Jones played well, but here we go. Let's make excuses about why he didn't perform last night. The offensive line, right?
Yeah. I don't even really feel like. I mean, yeah, he suck? Yes, he did. He's not even the main story here. Everybody else was so bad that it almost doesn't even matter what he did.
I mean, he was throwing behind dudes. That one interception he threw on the sideline was absolutely atrocious.
It wasn't an interception, but
no, it wasn't.
He dropped
it hit the ground. But
I can't believe they didn't challenge
still
that.
A bad
also,
throw.
Huge gaffe. Very ill-advised decision to make that throw. And then you have Waller kind of bailing him out a few times on some of those off-target throws. I think it was nice to see Waller getting a little bit involved. He was making plays here and there when. How many passes did Jones complete? Like 5 in the first half? I mean, I don't even know. It's pretty pathetic.
Maybe.
I didn't see any of the second half, obviously, and I didn't even look at highlights or lowlights. So you'll have to fill me in on what
Let me see
garbage
here.
I missed.
Well, Waller was the leading receiver with 3 receptions for 32 yards, I think.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones, 15 for 28, 104, 2 interceptions.
Hey, he broke 100.
He broke 100 yards as a quarterback. He had 43 yards.
He doesn't always do that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Those rushing yards are just all basically running for your life. Not like actual, like
actually
you want him to be running.
There was a couple design run plays, I think, on that first drive that looked nice.
Yeah, first drive was great until that's the best part. You have this drive, you get all the way down the field, and you don't capitalize on anything, and then it's a switch that gets turned on, and you're like, let's make sure it all falls apart for the rest of the game just because we didn't score on that first drive. That's what it felt like. Like the script was in. If it goes this way, it goes this way. If it goes that way, it goes the other way. I feel like if we scored on that drive, it would have been 1,000% a different ball game. I don't know.
I mean, it would have definitely been different. It wouldn't have been a 12-point swing, right?
No.
I don't know. It was hilarious to me that everything fell apart after they called that timeout. They called that timeout, and then there was the false start, and then there was the snap fumble, and then there was the field goal block. I mean, just like unbelievable. Like Sean said, bingo card, Giants bingo. Quadfecta there. But we could have a very boring conversation about this and talk about all the stuff that everyone already knows, all the deficiencies, how we clearly didn't fix the offensive line, how we essentially had no offense. And, you could blame it on the weather, but the other team was playing in the same weather.
Blame it on the rain.
It would be nice to blame it on the rain. Is that Milli Vanilli?
Sure
is. Or is that, yeah.
No, it's it's some other people who are singing for them.
That's true.
Some Swedish dude in a closet.
It's like 2 dudes and 3 women.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, God.
Who, by the way, I think, don't quote me on this, I think it's the same people that sang the Family Matters theme song. No joke.
I have the Full House one stuck in my head.
Yeah, I know. Actually, same people. They sang that too.
How about Step by Step?
That's a good one.
Step by Step was dope. Yeah,
there. That's a good one. Yeah.
Great opening montage too. That like roller coaster on the Great Lake
or
whatever.
Yeah. I used to watch that show a lot.
Life.
Yeah.
Was that
Cody?
Wisconsin? Oh, Cody. Yeah, he was dyslexic.
Those were the days
I don't know what I remember.
When the Giants also sucked in the 90s.
Yeah.
What shows on TV were you watching when the Giants were good? I don't know. Anyway, Dan,
Always Sunny.
You don't want to talk about how bad everybody was. What do you want to talk about?
Well, how about this? What the hell was
spreadsheets?
Dable? Yeah. What was Dable thinking?
Okay, great. Because I wanted to talk about the coaching too. It was just bad. And why? Yeah. They that first drive they ran the ball and had a bunch of success. You get down by 6 points, and then all of a sudden, let's change up the whole offense. We just had success running the ball over and over again. Now let's just get sacked and get obliterated.
Yeah.
For trying to play catch up because you're down 6 points. And then to keep Jones in the game at the end was insane too. I mean, it was bad at every single level. And Dable admitted that much at the end of the game. So
maybe he was just realized after the first 10 minutes of the game that they need to blow the whole thing up. And maybe if he could injure the whole team and lose out the season, we could start fresh next year.
Yeah, that's
with Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I was going to say, are we in the Caleb Williams hunt now too?
Perhaps.
Well, I know I don't want to get ahead and talk about next week just yet, but if we are playing Arizona, so this is going to be the real litmus test.
It's actually a must-win game, I think.
Are they really the worst team in the league, or are the Cardinals the worst team in the league? Yeah, who is it? The Giants or the Cardinals? Who's the worst team in the NFL? We'll find out, but we'll touch on that a little more later. I mean, I guess we didn't really mention the defense. I mean, they didn't play terribly. I thought you have your 2 rookie corners. I think the most obvious thing to me was that Adoree Jackson does not belong in the slot, and he had maybe like the worst game I've ever seen him play, especially with that he got picked off hard.
Yeah,
in that touchdown throw or that really deep
CeeDee
pass.
Lamb throw.
Yeah. It was not good.
Yeah, I mean, I think the defense was obviously in a bad spot when the first time they take the field, they're down 12 or whatever it was.
Yes.
I don't think they looked bad. I think they looked decent given the circumstances, but eventually they looked bad because they had zero pass rush and we're, not getting any, we got a couple ticky-tack calls on our cornerbacks and then people got injured. Deontay Banks went out, or Tay Banks, excuse me. That Trey Hawkins pass interference on Brandon Cooks was unfortunate. And those changed the game really. But the amount of fear I have about our defense is, a tiny fraction of how worried I am about the offense.
Mm-hmm. And we've been singing the same story for years, haven't we? And we do this forever.
Defense your offense can't function without an offensive line, and we just never figured that out. Doesn't take 10 years to build an offensive line.
I was just about to say, I saw someone on Twitter today say something about for what other team in the league does it take 10 years to actually build a competent line that can actually help you win games? And it
None
seems
teams.
to be it's just the Giants.
Yeah.
Just the Giants. Yep.
Let me ask you guys, Giants went out and cleared some cap space with Daniel Jones, Okereke, I think who else? Waller, perhaps. They all restructured a bit to Dexter, excuse me. What do you think they were going to do with that space? And then after this game, what do you think now they're going to do with that space?
Has to be another lineman.
No, but TJ's asking what would they do before
this game, what do you think they were going to do? And then after this game, what do you think they're going to do?
I mean, Colin Dexter stands. It has to be another lineman.
Yeah, right. Of course.
Well, I mean, I think in years past, we would say it would be someone else. It would be someone stupid who we don't necessarily need. I think Shane is smart enough, and he's proven it, that I think it's probably still a lineman before now. And even it's just more pressing now. I think there's some dopies out there that probably want it to be, what's his name?
Mike Evans?
Tampa Bay. Yeah, exactly.
That's not going to put you anywhere.
No, it's not going to do anything at all.
I mean, I was assuming that they might be looking for a pass rusher as well, which, I mean, they still obviously need that as well. But I think the line is just so much more glaring, obviously.
I mean, do you think if they had Tyreek Hill on the field, it would have made a difference?
No,
because they couldn't get it. They wouldn't be able to get him the ball. The only time Jones could throw the ball was like they took Micah Parsons out. I think it was like in the beginning or the middle of the second quarter. And then Jones, completed maybe his second or third pass of the day.
Yeah.
Only when Micah Parsons was on the sideline.
Yeah. He didn't have a great game. I thought he was throwing behind guys every time, essentially. They said that, I'm not sophisticated enough to understand what the game plan is, but they said after they came out, I think in the second half, that they simplified the play calls, whether it was the weather or whether it was processing or, obviously he didn't have time to throw the ball, but, it's just a bad spot to make systematic adjustments in the middle of the first game of the season.
How could you be that
the good news
unprepared?
Is it's one game.
That's another coaching question, Colin. What do you think about what they did in the preseason and the guys not get enough snaps? And is the outcome this game?
That can't be an excuse because all the other teams in the league deal with the same kind of situation. So how could before the game was, many prognosticators saying, well, if you're going to break it down to the coaching staff, will the Giants have the stronger coaching staff? Well, they looked like it was like 25 Joe Judges coaching out of position. Like Dable's not stupid. How could you be that stupid in this game? That's what's insane to me. Like it was bad from the top down. Every single aspect of the team did the wrong thing last night. Everybody. I don't really get it. Like, did they
special teams sucked?
Well, special teams were terrible, but we know that McGahee's not good, and he hasn't been good for years. Yet he's still managing to keep a job with us for 6 years or more, whatever it is.
He saw the Mariners do something weird at the country club.
I was just gonna say the same thing. He knows where Jimmy Hoff is buried.
Yeah. My dad made that joke last night in the parking lot. That's funny.
I don't know. I mean, it's almost unevaluatable, the game, because nothing went according to plan. I don't think they executed like one play outside of that first drive as they wrote it up. I don't know if it's a preseason or what, but last year's team seemed pretty prepared. We were pretty well disciplined. The game plans worked. I think it's a combination of, and this is unlike me to make excuses, but I think of the weather being perfect for pass rushers like the Cowboys have, the lumbering, unathletic offensive line that we match up against them with. And I don't think they saw talent like that, this in preseason at least, and since the Eagles, and they got tore up by the Eagles. So the progress that they had hoped to make in the offseason certainly didn't happen, and they didn't do anything to shore it up.
I'd be how do I put this? I'd go as far as saying that maybe I'm skipping ahead a little bit. We're going to lose next week, and it's not going to be a surprise to anybody.
You're not going to watch though, anyway.
I actually might not be able to, which is probably for the best. So, I don't know. This is the kind of game last night that they don't rally the troops and get fired up. They limp into the next game. They look like shit. They fix nothing, and they continue on doing the same thing. And then maybe you'll see some outlier game down the line to someone who is actually considered bad at that point, because it's hard to tell now.
Are you going 0-17 right now?
I don't know. I have to look at the schedule. I mean, at this point I wouldn't mind it.
And Caleb Williams' dad said that he would forego the draft if it wasn't a good situation. You got to think people want to play for the Giants, right?
No.
Oh no, it's the worst situation. Never mind.
I mean, I'm not even trying to be funny. There's no sense, and anybody out there who's trying to find silver linings and all this. I mean, I guess it's all outside of the game, all outside of the numbers of the silver linings. It's not, maybe they'll turn it around, or maybe they just need to get this out of the way, and then now they can start focusing. Throw all that crap out the window. If they came into last night looking like this, granted, there was a hell of a lot of bad luck as on top of being unprepared and playing like garbage. But still, good teams don't do that. They just don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is TJ muted?
He sure is. You are muted. Not sure how. Say all that again.
Still muted.
Still muted.
Well, he's looking healthy, I think. I like the hat. I wonder when the last time he played that SG is. I always think about that.
It still needs to get set up. You're still muted. I see it.
Is it good?
Yeah,
yes.
We're good.
Listen, the SG is fine. The strings are newish. I play it occasionally.
Nice.
What I was going to say is, it doesn't inspire confidence in me that during training camp, there's no pass rush, there's no offensive line, so these guys are practicing against each other in training camp. So can Kayvon Thibodeau not blow up Evan Neal? Is he gonna do anything? I'm just confused.
Well, it's funny you should bring that up, because again, we have no pass rush and nobody showed up and everyone's a ghost. So was anybody going to do anything last night? The only thing that was positive on either side of the ball was the fact that Tay Banks and Hawkins did well with what they got. I mean,
Michael McFadden had a good game.
No, I'm talking about the only players on our team that basically did anything at all that they were expected to do. I mean, throw.
Yeah,
he didn't have a throw. They barely even had an offense. They scored everything on turnovers and block kicks and I mean, they didn't even have to show up.
We I think we said this already, that obviously Dan had mentioned before, and we've gone ad nauseum at this in past seasons. We're always just like, defense played well, a couple guys here and there, and then it's just like, well, you can't score points, so you're not going to win the game. So,
and it's easy as that.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah,
that's
pretty
my
much.
John Madden impression for the day.
All right.
Do you guys
The
want to
team that
move
scores the
on?
most points wins usually.
Yeah, exactly. Should we? I mean, I
move
don't
on.
know. We can lament about how terrible this was forever, but might as well just move on and talk about Arizona.
Fine.
Which is, as I said before, presumably supposed to be the worst team in the league. Well, Dan, what you got? Something else you want to interject first, or?
No, this I think looking forward to Arizona. What would you guys do as Brian Dable to prepare this team for Arizona? Would you do anything drastic? Would you stay to the plan? Would you think about this week 1 as an aberration?
I think it would be a mistake to dumb down the offense, regardless of the talent level on the line and what have you. I think it's.
I don't think we got to see it. I don't really think we got to see them run it.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I think it would be a mistake to go simple and just try to I don't know, do the simple things right and build on that, knowing that Arizona's not a good team. No, go out there with the entire offense that you thought you were going to be running this year and see if anything can make any sense. I mean, if Arizona is as bad as they are, and they kind of gave a game to Washington, so I don't know. This is the week. If you do lose it this week, I think you're right, Dan. This is a must-win because if you do win, even if you just squeak one out, at least you can feel like, all right, let's build on something here. At least we have a little bit of breathing room. I'm sure it's going to be an ugly game. That's not going to be very entertaining to watch at all. But they have to squeeze something out with whatever they have left at this point, and hope that the injuries aren't going to kill us. I mean, is Thomas all right? Is he going to be all right? I have not seen anything today because I've refused to read any articles. So
Pert got hurt too. So you're thin on tackle anyway.
Yeah. And I mean, I know Gano is going to be fine, but he was getting X-rays on his foot. That sucks. I don't know.
It bites early. I mean, I hope that there's at least some reshuffling going on along the offensive line.
Are you talking about a move to guard for someone, perhaps?
I don't know. Well, Azudu played 14 snaps. He was your highest-rated lineman according to PFF. And that was highly graded way over Evan Neal, for that matter. Yeah, move Evan Neal to guard. I don't know. Do something.
Do you have Glenowski's rating, by the way?
Yeah, hang on. Yeah, it was 41.7. His pass block rating was 1.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. He had a 1 out of 100.
Yeah. Josh Azudu's
9 pressures.
He had 12 pass blocking snaps. He had 77.1 pass block. Put him in the game. Something has to change. You can't field that offensive line again as it was. It's just not going to happen.
Put Neal at guard.
And you know what? The shame is, too, Jingleheimer Schmidt, besides the couple of snaps that he crapped out, he looked decent. I mean, I saw some replays of him doing a couple of combo blocks with. Actually, I think the only reason that Glowinski or whatever the hell his name is did anything was because they were blocking the same guy at the same time.
Why didn't they have more help for the line at some point? Either I remember. Do you remember the game where OC had 7 sacks against the Eagles?
Yeah,
and he's just blowing up Justice Winslow, USC. Over and over again. And at some point you're watching this game, you're like, are they ever going to get this guy some help? And they didn't do that either.
Strahan had 2 sacks in that game too.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
That was a really good game. That's the most fun game you can watch as a football fan is when your defense is just sacking the crap out of the other quarterback. And when you're on the receiving end of it, it's the most painful thing you can watch at all. I mean, I don't know. The only thing that inspires confidence to me about this game coming up is that the Cardinals have absolutely no pass rushers of any note. Do you guys know who their top 2 pass rushers are?
No.
Zaven Collins and L.J. Collier, who I have no idea who those people are.
Did Marcus Golden go somewhere else?
Yeah, he's not on the team anymore. They have B.J. Ujulari.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I bet he disappears like his brother.
Yeah. What was he? He did nothing. He did nothing.
Do you guys see the Justin Pugh quote?
Yeah.
You did?
Do you have it in front of you?
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
He goes, I want to win football games. I'm not in year 10 just to be a mentor either. I fit a lot of a lot of Giants needs and they fit a lot of my needs. But at the same time, we have to be realistic where I'm at. I'm not doing this for the money.
Oh, well, that's a great thing to say. That
Yeah.
last statement is the biggest thing, because if you think you're going to get a bunch of money for your little T-Rex arms, you got another thing coming, my friend.
Or does it mean he wants to join a team that has a chance to win a Super Bowl?
Go for it. Well, no one signed you already, so you're just waiting for injuries. So you either come home or you sit on your ass for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to be scrambling to add something.
If they don't bring in like 7 guys this week to try out, I don't know what they're doing.
Shane is on the phone right now talking to offensive linemen.
Yeah.
He better be.
1-800 hog mollies.
No. Yeah. He's calling a number in Cape Cod right now.
Yeah. Do you think he'll have Dave Gettleman be our right tackle? Do you think he'd be better than Evan Neal?
Hey, let me ask you a question. How many linemen has Shane drafted that are great, and how many linemen has Gettleman drafted that are great, guys? Let's really put this up to each other. Well, you could say Gettleman drafted Thomas and Lawrence.
Oh, both sides of the ball.
Yeah, both sides of the ball.
Sure.
I mean,
he knows his mollies.
I guess.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm just talking shit.
I know.
I don't have anything else to say. What do you guys want to do? A score for good time, for old time's sake? Because I have a good score.
I want to hear Colin's score.
Yeah. I'm glad you like smell what's cooking over here in my head.
Strange numbers. Imaginary numbers.
8-4.
8-4.
Who wins?
That would be.
We lose.
You're losing. 8-4. That's an interesting score.
Lose.
2 safeties. Damn.
No, but seriously, it's gonna be a low scoring game, probably.
Yeah. Let me go first. I'm gonna go 3-3 tie.
0-0 draw.
Let me see. I want to see how many points the Cardinals scored last week. Cardinals put up 16 points last week. That's 16 times more than or actually more than that. Yeah.
16 times 0 is 0.
Yeah, I know. I just realized that. I'm gonna say. Wait, here's a quick question. Can you name off the top of your head the Cardinals quarterback?
Josh Dobson. Dobson?
Yeah,
Josh Dobson?
Dobbs. Yeah, he's like a chemical engineer or something, right? That's
Wasn't
like
he
his
on the
claim.
Browns before?
And he's got like alopecia.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got alopecia and a chemical engineer. Playing a $40 million a year franchise quarterback. I think the Giants will win, and I think it's going to be like 18-12.
Yeah.
You think this offense is going to put up 18 points?
Yeah.
Well, you think there's some kind of powerhouse, Dan? You think Pat Mahomes?
I think they're going to go back to. I think they're going to go back to running it nonstop. Daniel Jones running it nonstop. Little slants to the middle and getting the ball out in like less than a second.
Get some more wing T, man. That wing T was it.
Dude, wing T. I'm all about it.
Hey, I converted that third down with that wing T, Colin.
And then it's like not 30 seconds later, it just kind of crap.
Can I ask you guys one more question? Would you rather have watched every snap on this offense this game, or would you rather have seen the Giants run a quarterback sneak every single play until the game was over?
Got more yards that way, probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think the latter.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones might have. I'm going to admit something embarrassing right now, because this is how much I was duped into believing, was that I drafted Daniel Jones for my fantasy team as my starting quarterback. Because I thought he was going to have a good season. What is wrong with me?
I mean, it's fine to have hope, because we deserve, as the franchise that's historically respected in this league for as long as it has been, it shouldn't be like this. There's something wrong. There's a problem. There's a juju. There's a voodoo hex put on this organization, and I'm sick of it.
I just heard you say that in Stephen A's voice for some reason.
Sick. Yeah.
Yeah, I've.
Voodoo.
The power of the voodoo.
I'm not going to say what I was about to say.
Don't. Good. This podcast is in no way affiliated with Teddy's Bar and Grill 96 Barry.
Hey, we're laughing. We're laughing here.
Yeah. Anything else you want to throw out into the ether while we're here? Anything else that you saw this weekend that was fun?
I think a lot of teams could use a starting running back, and we could trade a starting running back for perhaps an offensive lineman. Do a player trade. Anyone think about that?
I'm sure Mr. Shane is.
Yeah.
Just
would Saquon say no to go to the Ravens? Be on that offense with Odell?
Probably
I think
not.
that's his dream, because it won't make him a character concern, because he got traded and he had nothing to do with it. So he's still the stand-up guy who wants to be play for the same team his whole career. I just didn't have a choice. They traded me,
Yeah.
Perfect for him.
All right. Well, let's hold out hope here, because it's the only hope we got.
Fire sale, baby.
Now.
All right, no, we have to give him one more week. Before all right, let's agree right now that if the Giants lose to the Cardinals next week, we're going to do a early draft preview.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. That's next week.
And with that, we'll be done for the night. Thank you guys for listening. You can follow Big Blue United on Facebook, Twitter, and Facebook, X, and Instagram. What am I saying? I don't know anymore. Follow BB Pod with the Z on X. Good night.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Buonanotte.
Giants suck.
Yeah.
Hate my life.